Hello, everybody. What's going on? How you guys doing today? And welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory, baby. This is so much fun! Ah, look at us high above the world just drifting along. Oh god, this is getting dangerous! What's the point of guardrails if the guardrails don't stop you from falling off? But I am so happy. You can see we've done a little bit of work on the item superhighway from last episode. Last episode, we just got this line done. Now look, I forked off, did some lines over there. That sounded so wrong. I ended up designing another blueprint, and now I got this T-frame here. You can see there's 3 exits. There's one right here, and one right here. So I was able to plug it in and do this little T section here. The roads, they line up pretty well. Pretty happy about it. Look, you got like a stop here, and then this is an ongoing road. I'm not quite sure about this line. Might have to change that line down the way. And then down here, this does a T as well. So if I wanted to have a line go from right here over to here, I could, right? Or if a line's coming from this direction, it's all gonna siphon and go down that way. And the trains, I don't think they can actually hook left here. Actually, let's look here. Can I make a railroad hook left? Let's try this. No, the railroad track has a too sharp turn. That's a weird way to phrase that, I think. Okay, so that's a little bit sharp, but that's perfectly fine. What I could end up doing is just placing another bit and bob like right here, and then I can remove these barriers and kind of make more of a gradual turn. That shouldn't be an issue. But these T sections are pretty freaking cool, and I'm excited about it. Now, I ended last episode by saying I wanted a tower back there on that T section, but I think instead what I'm going to do is just continue on this Y-axis all the way over to the facility where I want to put it, which is right over here. Now, if you guys have been following for a while, you'll know, perfect. You'll know that this facility right here is going to be my Subfactory, right? So everything is going to be created right here, whether it's iron, whether it's copper, whether it's aluminum, or steel even. I'm going to move that whole entire factory and put it right here in this area right here. So it would only make sense if this building or this item highway hooked up to this building via the top, and then everything just gets siphoned down to the level that it belongs on. Now, I might not necessarily get to the hooking up factories part of the episode today, but what I think I'm going to end up doing is designing this factory just a tad bit more so that I at least have a shell to work with. And I've been doing a little bit of research here and there because I wanted to design this building and it be something very unique. And so I was thinking there's a really cool building at Disneyland, or is it Disney World? I don't know where it's at. But it's the Guardians of the Galaxy build. I'll put it up on the screen right now. And I was thinking it'd be really cool to redesign this building to look something like the Guardians of the Galaxy build. It's extremely tall, which is perfect because I need that item highway to hook up to it anyway. And plus, I'm going to have layer and layer and layer and layer of floors where I can do everything I'm ever going to want in. So having a good floor space, I think, is necessary. Also, there's a bunch of like tubes and stuff coming out of it and going back into the building. I don't know what it's for. I'm assuming plumbing. But we do have tubes in Satisfactory, so I thought it would be a really cool thing to add some tubes going in and out of the building ever so often and make it look like it's functional as well as, or it looks practical, but it's not going to be practical. It's going to be just for looks piping. So first things first, I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is ditch a bunch of my stuff because I still have a bunch of stuff on me. And I'm just going to go pick up a bunch of concrete and make a concrete box. I think that's a good place to start, and then we start to form around it. I think? Maybe. Let's see. All right. Phase 1 of the building project has been completed, and... Da-da-da! Okay, yes, it looks a little bit ugly, but the scale of this bad boy puts this massive pyramid thing that I built a couple episodes ago to shame. Look at that! It's massive! But just looking at the interior of this thing, I do not think we're gonna have any issues filling this bad boy up. I know in the world of mega builds and whatnot, this might be a little bit too small for a Subfactory. But the good thing is, we have all this additional room off to the back side here, off to the left here. We could just pop out a little section of the building here if we need like its own specific department, like a communications department, or like a copper specific department, or maybe explosives or something like that. We could always pop out a building off to the back here. So we got plenty of room, and I think that this is a phenomenal start. So now what I want to do is I want to pop in some windows and stuff, kind of get the shape of the build down. I don't want to go crazy and finish it all up in one go, but I want to figure out how this building flows together. Put some platforms on the inside, get the levels all sized out, put in some windows, and put in maybe like a zigzag staircase going up the side here that looks pretty. I don't know, but we're going to try it out and see how it goes. So bear with me as we attempt to turn this big old massive concrete block into a little bit more of a beautiful build. You know, this was more of like a learning experience more than anything else, because I've never gotten to this point in Satisfactory where I had to worry about design and how beautiful things looked. So bear with me. Don't get mad about what you're about to see. And let's just cross our fingers that it all looks good. Yeah! Okay, I mean, it could look worse. There are things that are immediately popping out at me that I don't necessarily like this window right here. I think that needs to change. That's actually the stairwell. You might be able to see the stairs going back and forth here. I think I'm going to move that somewhere else because I don't necessarily like it. But we added a lot. As you can see, I added these pipe runs. That's what these are going to be. So we're going to put some pipes in there running all along where the purple is, or the pink rather. And then we add some vertical windows here, which I actually like, but I feel like there needs to be something in the middle here. And then we threw some windows here and made it look a little bit more horizontal than just like a corporate building. Now we have these ramps, and on top of them are these windows, which I think look pretty sick and gives us a little bit more room that we need to design. I think we could do a lot with that. I'm I don't necessarily know what, but I do like it. And then I've been playing around with these corners here. So I just used this concrete pillar and started placing them ever so often in the corners. And I think that adds a lot of texture. Ooh, almost died there. Adds a whole lot of texture here, but you can see it kind of stands out in some weird places. So I might have to play around with that design as well. There's a lot here that needs to be done, but I think we have a great foundation, right? And then up top we have some like penthouse balconies, which I think look pretty cool. I'm thinking we're probably gonna have to add like 10 more of those. Like that one right there, that one right there, I love it. But maybe we add a smaller one right above there. We add a small one right here. Maybe one right here above this window. We'll add a couple on this side, And then, honestly, I've only worked on the facades, so I really don't have anything on the left side of this building or the back side. For now, I just want to make it look beautiful up here, and then we'll work on the surroundings. Yeah! Yeah! Much better! I like that a lot, actually. And I think even if I add maybe a more vertical balcony, like these ones are horizontal. They're 4 tall, but they're wider than they are tall. What if I did one right here, but it was taller? I mean, it wouldn't be the best balcony, let's be honest. Wider is always a good balcony, but it would look cool. I think the big thing here would be we have to figure out what to do with this window. I think that's the one thing that's like stuck in my head, things that we need to fix. But before we end this episode off and get your guys' opinion, which I definitely need because I am not a builder in any in any sense of the word here in Satisfactory. I want to see what pipes would look like in these pipe runs. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go to logistics here, and we're just going to put down some random pipe stuff. And yeah! You know, I wouldn't be against putting another pipe in there. I only put 2 pipes in there because I thought it'd be cool to still see the pink behind those pipes. But honestly, I think that looks really cool. It might be cool if we have some pipes coming out of the pipe run too, like maybe like branching out and then going into a section off to the side. That might be really cool. Okay, I like this. There's just one thing missing. Well, there's multiple things missing at this point in time, but one thing specifically is a corporate identity. Look at that! Yes! And at this point you might be asking, well, what does the WS stand for? Well, it stands for Wellspring, okay? This facility is the Wellspring facility. And I think that fits perfectly here because this isn't just a desert over here. Yes, we got arid, deserty vibes, but we got a lot of oases around here, especially with this waterfall flowing down from up here, coming over here to these really beautiful rivers, and then out to the is that a lake or is that an ocean? I'm going to call it an ocean, but it goes out that way. And I think Wellspring is a perfect corporate identity for this place. Now, here's the issue after I put this thing up. I don't necessarily like this one up here because I feel like we need to fill that gap up a little bit better. But this right here, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. But this is where I'm going to call it quits for today. I think off camera I am going to be doing a little bit more work to this building. I want to try to get away from the extreme concrete vibe that we have going on right now. Don't know how I'm going to do that necessarily because we built the whole thing out of concrete. But I feel like it needs some color. And I know we have different variations of walls and everything. Like we have this wall, but I don't know. I'm not really a fan of how it gradients together. Like there's a clear-cut line here. I guess it could be used. It could. I just don't necessarily know how. But we'll put them together. Also, another thing that I'm probably going to be doing next episode, if not off camera, is working on the back here. Because I got to find a way to hook up the item superhighway to this building here. And come up with some sort of hub. What I'm thinking is we're going to focus on railroads. So the railroad is going to go in, it's going to loop around, stop at a docking station, and loop back, and then go back down the item highway. I think, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll show you guys what I'm thinking next episode. But in the meantime, just keep your eyes out for a next episode of the show. Some Satisfactory, maybe some finals I'll throw in there, and we're playing a whole lot of Lethal Company, which I've been having a blast with as well. But other than that, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, now obviously you can go down to the comments and leave me comments about what I should do to this building in the next episode. Or you could talk to me and a bunch of my buddies directly if you join the Hungry Discord. We have a couple different communities. It's not just Satisfactory related, but there is some Minecraft stuff, some Lethal Company, and all of the above. And just a fun place to hang out and talk crap. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, click that link down in the description below and we'll talk to you later.